The melancholic variety of the Jim and Terry Show this week. We are still recovering from the ice storm and a few other things.
It's a hard, hard rain. It's a hard, hard rain.
Sounds a bit like The Boss.
It's a hard, hard rain.
Hard, hard rain. I like that. Is that an actual title of somebody's song?
Yeah.
Hard, hard rain?
Bob Dylan.
Hard Rain a Falling?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And it's a hard.
But I like your. It sounded more like The Boss than about.
Right, there you go.
Yeah,
that song just pulls them out.
Just does it. You just go off on your tangent. You just have to strum a few chords, and Jim's gone.
Hey, I can have a truck backfire and make a song.
I don't know if I'm able to do that.
Reminds me of me at the most inappropriate time. Yeah.
Reminds me of Johnny Cash talking about.
Oh yeah.
He's talking about hearing rhythms and then making up the song based on rhythms, and whether it's train tracks and the rhythms of the train going by. I hear the train come. All based on a sound, a rhythm that he got, a clickety-clack. Anyway, that's another story. What we are... China. Let's talk about the tariffs and the trade and how we went from 34% on China to
124, I think.
124 to China retaliating with 84
or something like that, yeah.
To, is it off now?
I think it's 84 or something like that.
Well, it's still at 84.
Yeah.
So they did not get a break in the pause?
Nope.
But Canada did. Some of
Canada's
Canada
got 25 cents. We've just put a 25 on them. We're in the war.
We are.
And they
and it's not coming off.
No, they called the war.
They called the war.
In the war. And it's and plus I guess 10%. I don't know. Is 10% and everything else? I don't know.
10% is the bottom line, I think, for everything.
Let's just remember the hierarchy in his government are making a lot of money. That his whole business is making money on buying and selling. So when it's going up,
he gets a commission.
up and down, his business gets a commission in that. I believe. I understand.
Okay.
Allegedly, how's that?
Okay. Well, keep it safe. Allegedly, we allege a lot of things, so that's one of the things.
He can't hide his smile.
We're just the Jim and Terry Show with our coffee in the basement, slurping away, and nice. We have a low budget sound effects panel. Jim does the sound effects for our studio. So we're talking about
contract right now.
Tariffs are going to kill our show, Jim. We can't afford this. I don't know who's going to absorb the cost. What we're talking about are the tariffs and the impact, and we're talking about the war with China. The two biggest economies in the world are China and the U.S. Is it a death struggle?
Lord only knows if these two idiots got together and planned it. You know, who knows? You just don't know anymore. Trump, you can't believe a word that comes out of his mouth. I'm sorry, you people who trust him, but you got to understand he's the father of lies. Oh, geez, him and the devil. All right, but you got to understand that. So if he says 75 countries are coming over and wanting to kiss my butt, and he said it in a more gross way, begging me to ease the tariffs, probably nobody's doing that.
You're talking about that White House black tie
thing. He said that at the black tie.
Unbelievable.
And the host of that, by the way, couldn't get anybody to clap about anything. I think we're in a depression.
Maybe. Now, something else that I saw a clip of on social media was Trump in the White House with his jacket and white shirt, red tie, but pointing to, I think there were 5 or 6 business-looking individuals and pointing and saying to someone off to his right, saying, and this guy just made $2 million, this guy made $7.5 million. They're not doing all right by all this. What the heck?
He's admit. Well, he opens his mouth and his brains fall out, but that's the truth.
Yeah, you're right.
Some people are making millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars when grandma and grandpa are crying at the kitchen table, wondering how they're going to ever subsidize their income. They bought into all these 401ks, their retirement plan, and that's dropping. And trust me, we talked earlier about it. Yeah. It's dropping unbelievable amount. And he's just laughing and having a black tie, going out, winning another tournament. Give me a break. What is your handicap?
Yes.
25?
The irony of it all is beyond imagination, except that I think you could imagine it and write a book about it. But it's the stuff of fairy tale and fantasy, and nobody's doing a darn, can I say damn? Nobody's doing a darn thing about it. And that makes me angry.
And he makes me want to just call him up.
And I can't sit in my seat anymore, and I'm shaking. I'm really bothered by the lack of accountability.
Compassion. It's called lack of compassion.
No, lack of accountability on him for his behavior that represents lack of empathy and compassion.
Yeah.
For the American people.
Just don't care. He said it right into the camera. I couldn't care less if car prices go up.
Yes.
And he doesn't even own a car, probably, not even the Tesla one. Probably lied right to Musk. Didn't buy the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Didn't buy it. Yeah. Just said he was going to buy
Musk
it.
would donate it anyway.
Well, yeah, he'd just give it to him. Besides that, no, that was all made up and a lie, too. Which one do you want?
Okay, so we got the criminality. We call it the pump and dump scheme, where you pump the stocks up and then you let them drop and then you buy while they're low.
Yep.
And I heard Marjorie Taylor Greene is on $275,000 worth of stock purchases after the tariffs were declared and the markets plummeted.
Look at that.
$275,000 invested at the low, and now Trump takes the pressure off, and all of a sudden
just skyrockets. Yeah, sell.
Yeah.
And she just made $250,000 in a blink.
So let's talk about corruption and say that
that's called inside trading, by the way.
And I believe Martha Stewart went to jail for this.
Oh yeah, well
Martha
they all should go to jail for this.
Went to jail for a little bit of this.
Yeah.
But here it is in the Oval Office on down. Everybody's cashing in. All the Republicans.
Yeah.
Stock purchases by members of government should be banned.
Yeah, absolutely should be banned.
You cannot hold stocks.
And right now, there should be arrests on inside trading.
Yes.
Because that's what you've got going here.
Exactly. So where's the accountability? Wait a minute. That would be Pam Bondi, who's the Attorney General, who is as corrupt as Trump is. So if the executive controls the laws, we have a problem.
Yeah. Well, we talked about the trades because Elon Musk is upset about because they get a lot of parts for their Tesla from China. So
assembled in China.
So Trump is just going to say what companies can be exempt. In other words, everybody else isn't, but because Musk gave $275 million to his campaign,
we'll
let Tesla be exempt. We will let Amazon and of course
Jeff Bezos.
But then you've got Home Hardware and other companies going, well, what about us? Now our prices are always going to be higher than Amazon because Amazon don't have any tariffs.
So you create that base level and then you carve out exceptions for the people who kiss your royal ring.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's see if China plays hardball, because I think they will. And I think if push came to shove, the United States would have a hard time, because some of the major purchasers of U.S. Treasury bills, which are the way U.S. finance government and builds up its expenditure, Canada, the EU, Japan, China are some of the top owners of American debt. Part of the pause was created because Trump didn't see the game. When Carney went to meet with the EU, it was about lining up all the ducks in a row. They were the big part, saying, we are going to dump our American debt. We're not going to do it all at once and make it so conspicuous, but we're going to start liquidating our U.S. debt.
And you have to do that. And by the way, if Trump should leave office one way or another, still do that, Canada. You have to do it now. It's happened. And Carney's right. He said it again. It's over.
You know, when Carney went after the EU, he went to China, got that duck in a row. China dumped the bills as well. So, who's got the cards now, Donald Trump? Who's got the cards? Another song from the Jim and Terry Show. Basement Crooners.
Bye-bye.